In this video, I'll talk about the effect solo traveling has on your life. And as you probably guessed from the title of this video, it's not always a good thing. But by the end of this video, your solo trips might start to feel a little bit more meaningful. All I need is only 10 minutes of your time and then you're good to go. I've done 24 trips in the last 20 months and only 2 of them were with my friends. Well, with my one friend. At first, it was all new and exciting. I had barely traveled before, so everything felt fresh and fun. But very soon, I noticed something was off, something was missing, no matter how many crazy things I did during the day. When I walked alone through a new city, by the ocean or in the mountains, I felt kinda sad. Strange thoughts would come up. What am I doing here? Why does this even matter? This feels meaningless. You start thinking about home, work, school, your family, friends, and you want to go back. And it's weird, right? You've been looking forward to this trip for so long and now you feel empty. That's what solo traveling can feel like. The thing that's missing is someone to share the experience with, someone to live through all this weird stuff with, someone to laugh with, someone to enjoy the moment with. My best trip so far? Always with friends. You can tell people about your adventures later, but it's never the same. You can't pass on the real emotions to someone who wasn't there. But your friend who watched that mountain sunset with you, he will get it. And honestly, those are my best trips so far, even though those were the best, the most pictures and beautiful things I've seen in my life. Those were best experience in my life, because I was in a great company. But what if you're traveling alone? You already know traveling with friends is better, but what if solo is your only option? Good news, you do have a few ways to make it better. If you struggle with social anxiety, it will be a little bit challenging, but still worth it. First tip is to choose hostels over hotels. Hostels force you to share space with others. Most of the time, there are people around your age with similar interests. Travelers are usually more open. People might start chatting with you for no reason at all. I can't even count how many deep conversations I've had that started with a simple, "Hey, how you doing?" Some of these conversations lasted for hours. You can even end up planning the things with the people you've just met. Of course, not everyone will be into that, but that's fine. Just try being a little bit more curious, genuinely interested in other people. When else are you going to meet someone from the Philippines or Italy casually sitting in your dorm room? It doesn't mean you have to talk to everyone, but being serious and closed off isn't the move either. Relax, have fun. That's what you're here for. Also, hostels often collaborate with local guides and tour companies, or they even organize their own events. For example, the last time I was in Greece, we went cliff jumping, and I met so many cool people that day. Honestly, it was amazing. It's about people, not just places. Loneliness while traveling always comes down to people. The more open you are, the easier it is to connect. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. Being social is a muscle. You train it. Being curious about others, knowing how to ask the right questions, it always gets easier the more you try. You never know if someone will end up playing a huge role in your life unless you walk up and say hi. Another tip, do weird, physical, or extreme stuff. Why? Because strong emotions make you more present. When you're emotional, hyped, nervous, amazed, you are more open and less in your head. Here is a real story. 2 weeks ago, I was in Interlaken, Switzerland. I did a hard, dangerous hike called Hardergrat. Narrow trails, steep drops, insane views. The mix of fear, exhaustion, and bliss made me want to talk to every person I passed on the trail. And guess what? Some of them I talked with for hours. Crazy enough? These people are now ones of my first YouTube subscribers. I met them while traveling. Don't improvise everything. One more thing, if you don't plan properly, solo travel can lead to a real loss of purpose or direction. It's happened to me more than once. I thought I would just come, improvise and figure things out along the way, but then you arrive and suddenly you have no clue what to do next. You feel stuck and lost. So here's what works. Before the trip, make a list of all the places you want to visit, more than you can actually fit in. Why? Because once you're on the road, you won't have the energy to search and decide. Having options already lined up makes everything easier. Don't go to Greece just because it's Greece. Go because you saw specific places or experiences that genuinely got you excited. That's what makes a difference. So yeah, solo traveling can feel lonely, even pointless at times. But it doesn't have to be this way. If you go into it with the right mindset, open, curious, and a bit prepared, it can become one of the most life-changing things you ever do. You will meet people you never expected to meet. Find parts of yourself you didn't know were there, and come home with more than just photos. You will come home with stories.